Hi, this is Keith with How to Build Your Own Home, and I want to give you a piece of advice, something to think about for the future. This is how I think as a builder, and it's how I kind of planned out my life. I bought an old 1919 Pioneer home. It was, barely 1,000 square feet, and I added onto it without changing the footprint so the family could live in there, put an upstairs in it. It was still kind of small. My wife really didn't have a kitchen. We really didn't have a walk-in closet. We really didn't have a lot of the features we wanted in a home. And I didn't have a garage, and which was the number one big one for me. So we added an addition onto the home, which basically came out to being a second home, a twin home. And I knew that was going to be the case. So we now have a rental in the front of our house. And so my nephew is renting the front of the house, and I have a cousin in an apartment above him. And so if you're smart, you can kind of play things out and plan out for stuff like that. Well, I started thinking more and more of this, and my mother-in-law had a huge basement that wasn't being used. It had a kitchenette in it, but she couldn't rent it out because the access was upstairs where her daughter is living. So I put some stairs into the basement, and now she's using the basement as a rental for people that she knows, and she's renting that out. And so this kept rolling on, and now I've created 2 house plans now that incorporate into the design actual apartments embedded inside the home. One home has a 900 square foot apartment above the garage, separate from the regular living of the house. So that's completely detached, and there's some stairs that come in through the side of the house, in through the garage without getting into the garage. And they have complete private access to that apartment. Again, we don't have to finish that off, but the truss system, the open expanse area is all ready to go in the event that if they have ever needed to rent something out to help offset their costs of living, it's there. I'm now designing a home with a basement, and we're cutting the basement in half with some stairs going into the outside of the basement, again for a little apartment with a little kitchenette, everything they need for somebody to live in there. Even a nice couple could live in there for quite some time. So what I'm saying here is that don't exclude the possibility of your home becoming a revenue generator for you down the line. It's quite possible. Just think about the space utilization. Think about separate access to that rental feature inside your home. I tell a lot of people to buy some property, keep your costs low, build a small little casitas, 400, 500, or 600 square feet, something small. Live in that for a while, save your money, and cash flow the build of the regular house. And when you're ready to do the regular house, the larger build, and you're ready to move into that, now you've got a rental. So we need to think more in terms like this, is to create opportunities for ourselves so that we can be in the home we want, and we have resources for the family, which is great. I've got family renting in 2 little areas of my house, or even other community members. To me, it's been a great boon for my family. It's helped my family as well financially. They help offset some of our costs. I just wanted to give you that piece of advice. To me, it's been working out great because we're planning for the future, and the future may not be what you think it is. You could lose a job or make a transition, or in my case, some situations, I'd had to move out to find because work was taking me in different locations. And as a result, because I had these different variables of my house, I could keep the house I was living in and rent out half of it so that it could supply and sustain my mortgage as I was, off on some other work. So think about that. You don't have to be a prisoner to the home. The home can be a lifting liberator for you. If you think about some of the space in your home could be a place for a rental. This is Keith Gelsch with How to Build Your Own Home.